States. It's Mark from the United States.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mark from the States. How we doing today? I am doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. Thank you so much for coming. Today, requested video. We did a video from a channel called Bimble. And I didn't really know what Bimble really meant, but thanks to all of you, it means just to wander around. And perfect. I love that. I love the word Bimble. I really do. Today, this video is him going to, I'm going to say it's, the spelling is L-E-I-G-H. I'm just going to say Leigh. Leigh. I'm going to say Leigh. I'm going to go with Leigh. So, these are places, the last one I believe was Warrington, and of course I had no idea where that was. Leigh. And what I should have done in the last one was look at where it was on a map. And I'm going to, let's see here. Here we go. So I already had it queued in. So Leigh, right here. So it's near Manchester. Liverpool, okay. I understand where this is now. And he goes, oh, and there's Warrington, okay. I'm assuming he's from this area, so it doesn't look like a big town. So it should be interesting. It should be fun. It should be a lot of fun. So this is Kieran, if I believe I'm pronouncing his name right. Bimbling, is that even, am I allowed to even use it that way? We're going to take a look at him bimbling around Leigh. No cats. I was going to show you, but she left. She left me. I didn't even know it. I think she left in the last video I did. So yeah, let's get into it. Thank you so much for coming. Please go support this gentleman's channel. It's really important that you do. He's kind of a smaller channel, and I would love for you all to go over there and subscribe and help him and the way that you guys do, and then come back and sit on this big fake couch with me, and we can look at the wonderful, wonderful world of Bimble, and I'm excited to see this, so let's do it. I love those canal boats. I really do. I wish my town had a canal going through it. Worsley Woods. There's his mode of transportation.
Good morning, Bimblers. And you join me near the Monton Lighthouse by the banks of the Bridgewater Canal. And I thought, because it's such a lovely sunny day, we'd go to Leigh and cheer ourselves up. So let's stop messing about and let's bimble.
Whoa.
To me, you were the sun itself.
For the record, from what I understand, he actually sings his own music here. I absolutely love the music, and it plays well with the video, and his songwriting and music is so good. These quick speed up shots of him riding his bike are pretty harrowing. I'm thinking at one moment he's going to run into this he's come across a lot more people than he did in his last video. But yeah, again, go support his channel.
To me, you were a warming hand that melts to the bone. The flowers grown from my heart. To you, I was a drifting line consumed. And you know I'll never let it go. You'll find in time I'll never let it go. You'll find it's right. I'll only ever know how to speak my mind. I'll only ever know how to speak my mind. To me it was a long mistake. To me it was a golden handshake to reapply those lazy arms.
Whoa, watch out, doggy.
To you it was a dream it mended. To you it was a dream suspended. To relocate right from the break to the start. Over time, clouds kept the light from those eyes. Still, love grown consumed. And you know I'll never let it go. You'll find in time I'll never let it go. You'll find it's right. I'll only ever know how to speak.
This cycle path that we're on at the moment,
That psychopath was awesome. Just awesome.
used to be the London and North Western Railway, Eccles, Worsley and Wigan line. It
Really?
was built in 1864 to link Eccles, Worsley, Tyldesley, Leigh and Pennington. The original line was 16 miles long and it had 88 bridges, including a 22-arch viaduct in Leigh town centre. They used to pass where they have the Lidl now,
Look at that road.
as well as giving people access into Manchester and to Wigan. It was also built for the coal mines round here. They had quite a few round here. You had the Bickershaw Colliery and Clifton Hall Colliery and the Wet Earth Colliery that we visited in a previous Bimble. And just round the corner, Goulburn with the Bonk. We visited that as well. It was short-lived though. 104 years later, Dr. Beecham came along and shut the whole lot. And he said, at the turn of the millennium, they can turn all these into cycle paths for bimblers. He didn't say that, but we've got him to thank for all these cycle paths, haven't we? Cut to 2016, and the railway was repurposed again. It became the Leigh Guided Busway
That's
as part
awesome.
of the Leigh, Salford and Manchester Rapid Transit Scheme.
That's awesome.
It's basically a big bus route that normal cars aren't allowed on.
Okay, that was
It
it.
cost £122 million, but it's well worth it
Yeah.
because they've got a lovely cycle path at the side of it. That's Bimble.
Big plans are easiest to make. Aim for the stars, it's yours, just wait. You do your best along the way. But it's those arms that told me I don't care if it's yours or mine. Without you, it's just a waste of time. You showed me from the start. Such inspirations need a heart to bring you round.
When he comes up on the people, you kind of wonder how's he going to get out of this.
Hard to hold you down. Though some get lost along the way.
I just dig the music. I really do. I gotta contact this guy.
As sure as night designed the day. As long as I'm allowed to say. It's my heart that told me I don't care, you just disagree. Without you it wasn't meant to be. You showed me from the start. Such inspirations need a heart to bring you round. It could be ours. Big
So far.
aspirations need a heart to hold you. Heart to hold you. I don't Yeah, you can say what you like. I'm a peace-loving person, but I know I'm right. It's as easy as right from wrong. I'm a lover, not a fighter, so I wrote this song. You showed me from the start. Such inspirations need a heart to bring you round. It could be ours. Big aspirations need a heart to hold you. Heart to hold you down from the start. Such inspirations need a heart to bring you round. It could be ours. Big aspirations need a heart to hold you. Heart to hold you down.
And so we reach Leigh town centre. Leigh gets its name from an Old English word, Leigh, meaning woodland clearing. And they seem to have cleared all the woodland and replaced it with terraced houses and factories and things. It's now part of Greater Manchester, but historically it would have been part of Lancashire. And because it's part of Lancashire, the church in the town centre was renovated by Edward Graham Paley, my favourite. I'm always on about him, aren't I? Records about St Mary the Virgin's Church go back to the 13th century. But when Mr Paley was doing it up, they had a look at the roof beam and they found inscribed in it the year 1616. It cost £8,738 for Edward Graham Paley to do up the church. That was back in 1873. And in today's money, that's about £700,000.
Wow.
And he made it so 720 people could fit inside the church, you know, on a Sunday morning.
Sure.
I don't think they're expecting that many people this Sunday. But it's not just old churches round here in Leigh. You have a very modern building, well, a nearly modern building, built in 1971. That's Leigh Library and the Turnpike Gallery, with its concrete sculpture on the front by William Mitchell. It was built by J.C. Prestwich and Sons. And as a coincidence, the building next door to the Turnpike Gallery, Leigh Town Hall, that was also built by J.C. Prestwich and Sons. James Caldwell Prestwich was rather famous in Wigan and Leigh for his buildings. He built Atherton Town Hall and Leigh Swimming Baths, which is now gone. He was described by an architectural historian named Nicolaus Pevsner thusly: any building of any merit in Leigh, which is not a church or a mill, is almost certainly by local firm J.C. Prestwich and Son. Capable, sometimes very capable, in a number of styles. He built another building here in Leigh.
I just love his cadence, how he relays the information. It's enjoyable to listen to. I'm loving Leigh. I love, that whole bike path, jog path. I mean, everybody's out walking their dogs, riding their bikes, getting exercise. And how they converted the train railway into just for those buses. So unique. I love it. I think it's hopefully it's been well worth the transformation. I just love when they repurpose something into something that they can use now. Nothing lasts forever, of course, but when you can reuse it into something else, it just makes it that much better, and hopefully brings tourists. Who knows if they really want tourists there, but just like a lot of the places in the UK, the architecture is always striking for me anyway. But so far, love it. And of course, his music is wonderful.
That I spent rather a lot of time in, but probably not as much time as I should have done. Let's leg bimble.
Leg bimble? Okay. So that means we're walking. Pete Shelley. I'm going to go back. I don't know who Pete Shelley is. Ever Fallen in Love. Looks like he passed away in 2018. Pete Shelley. Wait, that is he a musician? It sounds Buzzcocks. Oh, is that the band? Because I believe I've heard of that band. I can't read this small print under Ever Fallen in Love, but okay. He looks familiar as well. I love the shops. Sergeant Barnes. Ocean 11. Traditional fish and chip post office. I want to go back, sorry. Shirt, sir, t-shirt printing, okay. Yes, love the red brick.
This used to be Wigan and Leigh College. And I used to go college here. I studied electronics and music. And it was also built by J.C. Prestwich and Son.
There you go.
I've got some fond memories about this building. I remember the shop over the road, Guns and Ammo.
Guns.
And I remember we used to go to the chip shop, which is called Ocean's 11. But we used to call it Eaty Now, because that's what the fellow who ran the shop used to say. Eaty Now, meaning, do you want it open or wrapped? We used to go down the street to the Sky Bar, if you ever went in there. It always seemed like they had the video for that Shakira song on every time we went in and played pool. The first week of college, that's when 9/11 happened. I was here between 2001 and 2003. They've knocked half of it down now. All of the electronics department's gone. But this nice front bit is still here. And apparently it's up for sale. I don't think I can afford it though. Maybe just keep bimbling, yeah? Let's bimble.
Yes. I have a really good friend who, if I ever get my local fair video up, you'll see he looks almost identical to this guy. They look so alike. It could be his doppelganger. Well, what a memory, though, in college, and forever will be linked with 9/11. Mentioned it in the last video. You know, we always remember where we were when certain events, big events happen. And, yeah, for him, 9/11, he'll be remembering he's in college. His college had just started. I don't want to get into what it was for me, but it's wild. It's wild. Oh, this is cool. I'm really digging this.
Maybe it didn't work at the time. Maybe it never did. A mistake that made the distance, or a trying way to live.
Okay. I was going to ask a question about, can you have just like regular boats? Like I don't want to say a speedboat, but or a ski boat, but just regular boat on the canal, or does it have to be like canal specific? I'm just looking at the ones that are going by in the video, and it does look like you can have some smaller boats. You don't have to have like the real long ones, but can you have like row boats, ones that you're rowing yourself, or one with a little outboard motor? I'm sure there's got to be some rule in place so you're not causing waves, right? Any sort of wake behind the boat.
Maybe it's the time that you grabbed at my arms and electricity flowed from my shoulders to palms in a white hot glow, leaving white cold scars
well done.
left bare and unshow, just to prove they were ours. maybe it worked.
And both look
Maybe it never did.
smaller.
Maybe it never was quite like how it is.
So cool.
Maybe it didn't work at the time.
I want to take a look at these boats. Sorry. So I'm thinking more like this one here. It's smaller than those longer ones, I guess. Not really what I was thinking, but yeah, I'd be curious to know
Maybe
what
it
the
never did.
rule is on that.
A novelty improvement, left lonely as it gives. Or maybe it's the time that you closed both your eyes and you pouted your lips as you waited for mine in the soft red glow of your soft cold arms. Serotonin burns holes through my veins to my heart. Maybe it worked. Maybe it never did. Maybe it never was quite like how it is. Maybe it's the time that I wanted to say that my limbs won't move more than 2 feet away from your day glow side, luminescent sparks. I could burst into flames from one beat from your heart. Maybe it worked. Maybe it never did.
Looks like we're crossing it.
Maybe it never was quite like how it is. Maybe it worked.
Lancashire mining.
And so we reached Journey's End, the Lancashire Coal Mining Museum, or as it used to be known, Astley Green Colliery. The first shaft was dug in 1908,
Wow, look at that.
and they started production in 1912. And it was run by the Pilkington Colliery Company, who were a subsidiary of the Clifton Kersley Colliery Company. That's quite hard to say. I'm not sure whether it's the same Pilkington that had Pilkington Glass in St Helens. That was a William Pilkington, who developed a technique of keeping glass molten in a furnace. Anyway, in 1928, it became Manchester Collieries. And in 1947, it was nationalised. And it was changed to the National Coal Board. Imagine that, nationalising something. A lot of coal mines closed in the 1980s because of, Margaret Thatcher.
Same over here,
But
buddy.
Astley Green Colliery closed in 1970 because they got all the coal out of the ground. Everywhere from the Bickershaw Colliery and the Wet Earth Colliery down to here at Astley Green and Goulburn with the Bonk, they got all the sellable coal out of it. So they closed Astley Green and turned it into the Lancashire Coal Mining Museum. And it's rather impressive. They've still got the original pit headgear. It's 30 metres tall. And they got the original winding engine. It's a 3,300 horsepower engine. And it would have been run by 16 Lancashire boilers. They've gone now. I think there's a few of them round the corner that are going rusty. And it's not just the 30 metre tall pit headgear that they've got. They've got a more modern, but more antiquated pit headgear. That was built by Fred Dibner in his back garden with his mate Alf. It was built for his series Dig with Dibner.
Fred.
And he had the dream of having a replica coal mine in his back garden. Unfortunately, he died before he finished it. So the pit headgear was donated to the museum. And on top of all that, they've got a 200 metre railway. And they've got 28 different colliery locomotives. They're not running today because it's the winter. They've even got a railway car that they found at the bottom of the Bridgewater Canal.
Wow.
Coming off the Tildesley Loop, there was another loop that went through Moseley Common Pit, and it would link the Tildesley Loop to the Bridgewater Canal so they could load up the coal. And apparently some naughty lads from Leigh took the brakes off one of the cars and it ended up in the drink.
Oh my gosh. Very cool. My pleasure, Karen. Very cool. Yeah, would never have heard of this place if it weren't for Bimble. So please go support that channel. I'm going to contact him. I really dig the music, and yeah, let's try to help him out by going support and like and subscribe to his channel. It's simple but yet very fascinating. I love when he's on his bike and he speeds up the camera, and it looks like he's gonna have some near misses and wrecks and run into people and cars when he's on the street. It's really crazy. But yeah, interesting because you get to just see that path, that walkway. I guess he said it was like 16 miles or something like that. It's just awesome. Awesome. Hope everybody's happy, healthy, and safe. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out. And we'll see you in the next one. All right. Take care. Bye. Oh, before I go, he said these coal mines were closed. The town seems to still thrive, or still has thrived, even without the coal mine. A lot of coal, and I'm sure it's the same there, but a lot of coal mines, that was the only thing the town was based off of. You see it here in the States. There's so many towns that have just dried up because people moved away, and shops and businesses all closed and moved away because once the coal mining was done, the town was done. And I'm sure there's places in the UK that are like that as well. It's really sad seeing the town that was once brimming with optimism, if you will, come crashing down. It's sad. It's sad. Anyway, all right. Have a great day. Bye.
Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark. And